What y'all got going on? What's up, man? Man, listen, man. What y'all got going on tonight, man? I don't got nothing going on besides wait. Listen, bro. I'm new on Patreon. If you look at it, you will see it say that the video is 54. I can't make that. I can't make that say that. That's doing it did that on its own. I don't know how it chopped it down to 16 minutes. Man, for everybody who's been waiting, listen, I'm trying to figure it out as we speak. My videographer, Travis Shot, man, shout out to him already, man, for all the hard work he done did. The editing, the transitioning, the music, the beat, that's coming from Travis. And then if y'all man, for real, bro, like I don't know how they did, bro. I've been at Tom Thumbs because my internet is running slow in here for some reason. I've been at Tom Thumb for 2 hours waiting on that to download, and then it download. It's only showing 16 minutes. Arkansas in the building, Maryland in the building, California in the building. Nah, it ain't okay multitask. I'm hot about that, man. I was ready for my team to really see, you know what I'm saying, they work they done put in, because they ain't seen it neither. They ain't seen the video. Texas in the building. Hey, for everybody in here with the membership, I appreciate you if you still got your membership. Now, Jasmine, the video is an hour. If you look at it on there, it's a 54 minutes. For some reason, it only shows 16 of it. I don't know why. I don't know if the file was too big or whatever the situation was, but hey, I appreciate that, Ronald Taylor, man, for real, bro. I appreciate that for real. Somebody, hold on. Somebody said that. Some people said they're playing the whole thing. I don't know. Appreciate that, Jerome. I appreciate it, man. You always thought YouTube posted quickly. YouTube do post. I'm talking about my Patreon account. Y'all finna send somebody to the back, my boy. Man, listen, I'm ready to send Patreon to the back. You only got 16 minutes. I know it was a couple of people told me they only got 16 minutes. I don't know what's going on. We re-uploading it as we speak. Hopefully it upload the whole thing. Shout out to all the members in here, man. Real talk. I really appreciate y'all. On the real tip, because hold on one sec. It was a way to upload a link to where everybody could watch it from Dropbox. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to run the risk of I appreciate that Jigsaw 313. I appreciate that. I didn't want to run the risk of they need to get that Jean-Claude Van Damme of people taking the link and sending it to people. Cause this right here, what we doing, man, we trying to compete with the best of them. And I've been telling people on here, like, delete your membership, man, and come over to Patreon. And the reason I've been saying that is because, man, doing my story time, that don't cost me to do. I have the memories, I got the stories, so I can just get on there and do that. But when you talking about having a team and trying to do this stuff, like this stuff costs money, like locations and stuff costs money. And I want to get to the point of where where you build it up to where if the team getting paid, like everybody free, we can shoot every day on a regular basis. Shalom, bro. We can shoot on a regular basis versus trying to work around everybody's schedule. We can shoot every day. You know what I'm saying? Am I gonna start doing story time over there? No. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna do story time on YouTube. I just haven't had as much time to do it because I'm trying to build something else, and I don't want to get caught. I don't want to get caught up in a box of just doing stories. If you pay attention, like a lot of people just been dropping. It's a lot of storytellers who've been telling stories for years and they haven't evolved. I want to say this to the people who, you know what I'm saying, been showing me, look, I don't want to get stuck in that box. I'm more than just being able to stand up in front of the camera and talk. Like I want to turn these things into movies, but I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. I need that. I need that support. That's why I was telling everybody to go to Patreon, man. If I can get y'all to come over to Patreon for 2-3 months, man, that's gonna be all the help I need. Have I ever been to Indiana? Yeah, I've been to Indiana. I'll never go back to Indiana. I got some bad experiences down there in Indiana. You ain't heard them stories about Indiana? You ain't heard them stories about Indianapolis? Yeah. I'll never go back down there. What's good? What's good? The Patreon is only $5. Listen. What's up with you, D? The Patreon is only $5. I don't understand. Listen, I don't understand, man. I really don't. This what I want to say. I'm trying to find the words for it. I got over 200,000. On a regular basis, I get about 20 to 30,000 views on story time, especially when I drop about White Boy Rick. If that 20 went to Patreon for $5 for 1 month, I would never have to ask y'all for a dime again. We're gonna build it from there. Once you've been to prison, you can go anywhere. That's true. I believe that. I appreciate that. My Patreon is okay so boom 424. Okay so boom 424. Yeah, once you've been to prison, that's true. You can go anywhere. You can go live in the jungle with lion, tigers, and bears after you've been to prison. Real talk, Joe T. I need a job, family. I'm a phenomenal chef and would love to cook for you and your team. Where you at? You in Dallas? See that what I'm saying? Even with that right there, see that's gonna cost. It's gonna cost to pay the chef and feed the team. You know what I'm saying? That we can get and Ken, if you a member, man, I appreciate that, man. Shout out to all the members. You in Arkansas? Okay. Shout out to all the members on here, man. And shout out to the people. Man, let me tell y'all something, boy. Hey, y'all be seeing these people in the comment section when I be telling them to see the rest of the video, to go to the membership. Boy, them folks be dragging me on there. I appreciate that. Blitz King. I think that's your name. I have a question. People that have been in the streets and in jail, why the heck do they like to go back to jail after they've done a long time? Hey, Troy Allen, that's a good question right there. It's a good question and a bad question. A lot of people assume people like to go back to jail because they got boyfriends in there, or girls go back to jail because they got girlfriends in there. Because it's not, forget that girls go back and forth to jail too. It ain't just men. But a lot of people assume the most negative things. But I'm gonna tell you what it is. When you become a product of your environment, all you know is taking advantage. All you know is getting over. All you know is being slick. All you know is manipulation. All you know is breaking the law. It ain't that you want it, that you just keep going back to jail. It's that it's hard to break them patterns. It's no different than people who have addictions. It's no different than your mama who never apologized to you for the wrong she done, and she continue on in that same cycle. Same thing go for your daddy. That when people say that about people who go to jail, they don't consider it's no different than anybody else who has a cycle or a pattern that's hard to break. And most people just it's hard for them to get out of them patterns of thinking they have to steal, they have to lie, they have to cheat, they have to sell dope, they have to do certain things, and they end up going to jail. Some people, and I'm gonna agree and disagree with you, Gerald. It ain't even that some of them can't function outside, because you say sometimes it's just they don't know how to function outside. Going back to the product of the environment, it's a lot of people who don't know how to function outside, but they don't break the law. It's a lot of people who live, they got regular lives, but if we put them on trial for the cycle, not prioritizing their life the way they could, they'd be in jail too. They just not breaking the law, something that puts them behind bars, if it makes sense in what I'm trying to say. So when we talking about jail and behavior, people look at it different, like, oh, they keep breaking the law. It's a lot of people out here breaking the law. We talking about how they treating people, their behavior, and all types of other things. Yeah, you just ain't did something that can put you behind the fence. Yeah, bloody knuckles. Appreciate you too. I see you a member. It's the same thing. Like you said, they just keep repeating the pattern. And I'm saying that because I was most definitely one of them people. I remember telling, I don't know if y'all ever heard this story, but I've told it before. I remember when I used to get out, I would stay out a couple of months, and I would feel like I needed the isolation. I'm not gonna say jail, I'm not gonna say juke, I'm not gonna say prison. It was times where I felt like I needed a break away from the world because things was moving too fast. You couldn't get a grip on like things just started going so crazy at some point. And then not only that, the people that I was around, they life just moving just as fast and just as crazy. And you feel like you need, and I remember where my mind would go, in that isolation. And I remember telling my homeboy, Dad, if y'all ever heard this story, I've told it before. I've told it plenty of times. I said, man, I feel like it's time to go back to jail. And I didn't mean it like I wanted to go. I was trying to say I needed a break. I needed to reset. And now I've just learned to do it in the free world without getting in trouble and actually having to be forced to reset. Now I've learned to do it by, just distancing myself and sitting down and chilling. I think that was referring to you and put into words what I was thinking. Okay. Big did that. Some folks are just institutionalized. Hey, Frederick Walls. Let me ask you something, because I get what you're saying. I don't disagree with what you're saying, just to an extent. Because when people say some people are institutionalized, they say that as if the institution done it, but they don't never consider that they was that way before they went to the institution. So it's not the institution. Hold on. It's not the institution that does that. If we pay attention to the pattern, people have already created behavior patterns and cycles before they go into the institution, bro. Going back to what I was just telling her, it's the same thing with people who don't break the law. Do we call them institutionalized? Because I can sit here and probably go through 100 behavior patterns and cycles that people have, but because they haven't been to prison, they not gonna call them institutionalized. But if you go to prison or jail and you come out and you go back in, people will call it institutionalized. But do you know how many people has been in prison in their mind and have never been behind a fence? Plenty. It's way more people in the world that if you want to use the word institutionalized than it is in people that's actually in the institution. And most people who They're that way before they go to the institution, for sure. I'm telling you, and I can say that from experience. It had nothing to do with me going in and out of juvenile, in and out of jail, or in and out of or going to prison. I was that way before I went. It was just a way of thinking. It was a way of life. It's just how I seen things. But people equate that to say, it's because he went. No, that's just how I was living. Like, and y'all know I don't spare no punches. You know, not to pick on my mama or nothing. But let's use my mom. I'm gonna use my mom for instance, and I go to my dad after that. I'm gonna use my mama. My mama has patterns. She has cycles. She's just not breaking the law. But I guarantee it's several things I can point out where you can say it's some kind of institutionalization. It's programization. That's what it is. Let's remove institutionalization and go to programization, because that's what it is. It's the way society in the world and the way things are that's programmed people to function and operate a certain way. And when you stay in that way, regardless if you've been in jail, you've been in prison, or you've been in juvie, or you've been out here in the free world, what you've been programmed a certain way to operate a certain way. Point blank, period. It don't matter who it is. I can say the same thing about my daddy in a lot of different ways. You know, we all know he spent the majority of his life in prison. We're gonna keep that on the low because he probably gonna watch this video. But I'm 36, and he only held me one time. He was petty. I don't know what the character was thinking before but when he went and done what he done. But I can't knock him. You know why? But see, y'all thought I was gonna run out with it because I did the same thing. I did the same thing. I went in before Samari was born. I don't know what I was thinking. And get what I said. I ain't gonna do what my daddy done. Done the exact same thing he done. It's a lot of y'all right now. You just like your parents, and you just don't want to admit it. Yeah, you say you weren't gonna be like your mama. Get what? You just like her. You talk like her. You treat that man bad, like she was treating your mini stepdad as your head coming in up at your house. Yeah, I said it. It's true. It's true. You're awful. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. It's a lot of y'all said you weren't gonna be like your daddy, your deadbeat. You don't take care of your kid. You ain't talked to them in through 2-3 months. You don't know if they've been going to the doctors getting. Yeah. Your daughter pH balance off. You're an awful father. Yeah, I said it. Your daughter's pH balance is off, and you know about pH balances because because. Do I still got a relationship with my dad? Naptown, you must be new on her. Me and my daddy talk all the time. I talked to my guy today. Yeah, my daddy, that my guy. Hey Ray, where you been at? Now I'm telling these folks what they need to know. I'm telling these folks what they need to know. Yeah, your daughter pH balance is off, and it's got something to do with your absence. You know how many women that you smell, and yeah. Your daughter out here the same way. Your child out here the same way. Now, because these people on here always want to talk about you reap what you sow. Yeah. I said it. I feel like cutting up on here tonight. I ain't been on live and I don't know how long. I don't even do YouTube. I don't even go live on YouTube. I'm normally on Instagram. I mean on TikTok. Josie, you think trauma and being stuck in survival situation makes a person institutionalized? Let's get away from the word institutionalized because people be all that they already be that way before they go. It's a programming, bro. But trauma does keep a person stuck in survival mode. To answer your question, I'm still that way to this day. I know from past traumas, and listen to me, I believe in healing. But one thing for sure I understand, one thing for sure, two things for certain is let me not do hand signals on here because these people done said I was in the Illuminati and everything in the comments. He putting the horns up. Look at his hand signals when he's talking. Man, I come from the projects, bro. That's all we did was talk with our hands. What are you talking about? I've been affiliated before. These people on here is insane. But look, I wasn't raised by my mother or father. Oh, that's interesting right there. Therapy most definitely helps. We need a story time on Funny Folk if you ever get in touch with them. Yeah. Funny Folk. That was H Cool. H Cool messaged me yesterday. can a single woman, in fact, raise a man? My mama raised me. I'm gonna say this, Alexandria. I believe a woman. It's so many women who had no choice but to raise men. I know plenty of women who have raised great men. You know, I think that's a I think it's a double-edged sword in that conversation right there. I think a well-disciplined, prioritized woman can do just about as much as a man. Not saying that she's over the man, because if we're going in the order that the Most High placed, the man is uh, the head of the household. But yep, I just got thrown in it, and I'm terrified to hug him too much because or too little. Oh, hey, Alexander, let me tell you something. Patreon in the building. What up? I'm glad you said that. That's because that's real. And with you saying that, you're gonna be just fine because you understand the balance. I've seen many women, have dealt with many women who did not understand how to have a balance with raising children. When you said I don't want to hug them too much, I don't want to hug them too little, I understand that, because you also want to raise a man who understands affection, but you don't want him to be soft and sensitive. And I understand that, but you need to understand that you're creating the best balance possible. And what changes that is your conversation, not your acts. Acts are important, but conversation and understanding is the best. Now here, Monty, I, if I ain't mistaken, I think T Money get out this year. Now raising kids is not. I'm positive 85% of people did not want to. 85% of people in this world did not want to raise their kids on their own. Do I ever talk to Lil Norman? Not at all. Well, I knew somebody was gonna bring up Lil Norman when they started talking about the women raising children. You had both of your biological parents, and you should be proud of that, because we live in a generation now where most black people are not proud of being raised in great homes. Hey, you say you subscribing tomorrow. I get my paper straightened. I appreciate that. Make sure you go to Patreon. Make sure you go to Patreon, bro. Because I'm trying to go into films, man. I appreciate it. I want y'all to understand something. I appreciate every video you don't watch, because it's helped me uh, continue to grow. It's helped me wanting to sharpen the skill and get better at what I'm doing. But it's also made me realize that I don't just want to tell stories. I want to bring these things to life. And I'm gonna do that over there on Patreon. So if you can afford it, if you know what I'm saying, I'm on Patreon. It costs $5 a month. YouTube, everything it's been great, but I want to grow. I don't want to get, and this ain't. I've watched a lot of storytellers, man. My the only book available right now is The Life of Boo Baker. Now you can't drop 20 on Patreon. You can it's a thing on here called super chats though. You can send me 20. My cash app is OKSOBOOM1. OKSOBOOM1. The multitasker. Hey, the multitask. Her. On my end of the stick though, it feels like being stuck in a box. I've been telling stories for the last 3 years. Um, and a lot of people, if I'm gonna be honest, now I ain't saying this, don't take this personal to as far as nobody, because I know who been here, I know who been supporting me, I pay attention. Um, but a lot of times the time and the energy and effort is not. You supported me if you watched the video, an ad has ran. But the time, energy, and effort that goes into this, or sometimes it's just it get heavy. It get heavy because He ain't blocked. The Patreon link is OKSoBoom424. Go to Patreon, type in OKSoBoom424. My page will pop up. People don't understand. I have a life outside of storytelling. I'm so many things outside of storytelling, man. And this it try to put you in a box, like you feel obligated. It's a high demand. Like I pay attention to y'all when you jump in the comments section and say I ain't dropped a story, or it's just certain like people that they take a toll on you because you wanna reciprocate the support that's been given. Why don't I do story time about the prison guard? Appreciate that, Brave. Why don't I do story time about the prison guard I was engaged with? I did story time on that. I did it. I talked about that several times. Hey Troy Allen, check this out. This and that's another thing I'm trying to explain. Like, I've started to grow, Troy. I've been home 7 years. That's been almost. It's been over 10 years of my. It's been over 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's been over 10 years ago. And at some point, not saying that I want to stop storytelling or I want to. I'm starting to grow. I've been home 7 years. I've gained new experiences. I've learned new things. Yeah, I done learned a lot of new things. Yeah, and it's in the book as well. I'm trying to grow. Like I'm growing right now. I'm growing right now, and I'm embracing where I'm at. Kenneth, man, we can make it happen, family. We can make it happen, family. It's done. It's done. Okay. What's up, Carlos Roberts? What you got going on, fam? What's up with Funny Folks? I think T Money called to get out this month. I mean, not this month, this year. I was telling my OG mama about you, fam. I appreciate that for sure, for sure. So you don't want to keep telling prison stories. You're more than prison. Uh, hey, lovely. I didn't. You need help writing a book? Hit me up. Hit me up. I got. You say you need help writing a book. I appreciate that. Whoever just dropped that in the super chat, man. I appreciate that. Sean Mayberry. Appreciate that love. I just took. I just did a tutorial. I got a whole tutorial session on my TikTok for $5. Um, Bruh, I didn't start off as a prison storyteller like a lot of these guys, bro. That's not even how I started. Like I started out doing ministry. I started out doing ministry, doing a lot of traveling and speaking. And then even when I was doing story time, I wasn't doing prison stories. I had juvenile stories, prison stories of me on the street, stories of me in jail, stories of me in prison. I was telling my life experiences. I never wanted to be the prison storyteller. No shade to anybody who telling prison stories. But I'm gonna say this, and if anybody take it personal, it is what it is. Like, Jay Williams, I mad respect for Jay Williams. Like he brought me on his page. Uh, he done shouted me out a couple times. I done shouted him out 23-1. Like I got mad love for these guys and what they do. But just understand this. Go look at how long they've been doing it. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be telling stories for 10 years. Who? I'm not gonna do that. It's more to me than telling stories. I want to listen to me. Like I said, no shade to nobody. Hey Rodney, check this out, Rodney. I am gonna do it all. I am gonna do it all. But I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of people let social media control what they do because you feel like you have to please the people who are watching you. I got you. I got you, Ray. That you feel like you have to please the people that's watching you. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, the money does not come without y'all watching. So this is what I pay attention to. Who has given y'all more than what they started out as? That's the question. If you watch my journey over the 3 years, I've tried several different things to add to the platform. I don't want to just keep standing up in my kitchen, bro. Ray Vaughn. Oh, okay. Sometimes I think you over explain yourself. Just growing. Hey Woods, I'm gonna tell you something I learned about social media. To some people, you have to over explain. And then check this out. I don't consider it over explaining when I'm also trying to prepare somebody else for what they finna walk into. And that's the only reason I talk that much. Because it's gonna be somebody who gonna run into these same and ain't nobody gonna give them the game. Ain't nobody gonna help them understand what they feeling and why they feeling the way they feel. Ain't nobody gonna tell them how to handle it when it start happening that way. Ain't nobody gonna give them a strategy, and ain't nobody gonna tell them how to cope with they feel like they have to deliver to people who have been supporting them, and now you're trapped. Ain't nobody gonna do it. It's nobody done it for me. Nobody didn't explain to me when this happens. The people gonna feel like they control you versus you controlling your gift. And like that person just said, your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. But see, what happens is the gift makes room, and anything where room is being made, the enemy try to come in and tank. And see, a lot of people can't handle the trials and tribulations or the temptation. And when the trials and tribulations happen and the temptations come, what most people do, they lose themselves. And when they lose themselves, they forget the mission and they forget the purpose. And then what happens is they start trying to please the people instead of continuing to please who gave them the lane to go in. And I've watched that happen to me several times. I've had to check myself several times and saying, now hold on, I know these people love me and I know they love what I do, but don't you lose yourself in them, because even though they've helped, they did not put you in this position. And it's a lot of people who be in my comment section, and this ain't no, don't take this personal nowhere. It's a lot of people who be in my comment section who feel like they made me. The person who gave me the gift is the person who made me first and foremost. Did you help by what? Yeah, but do not get this twisted. Because when you're dealing with the Most High, you lose one, and you gain 10. But I'm just saying though, that's the only reason and I'm a teacher at heart. To the person who said you feel like I over explain. If you've been watching my journey, then you know I'm a teacher at heart. So when I'm when I'm talking, I'm most definitely trying to help somebody. I can't help but to do that. You know what I'm saying? So hey, but look, check this out. One door closed, another door open. That's most definitely. We got any other questions on here? Tell the name of the Patreon. My Patreon is OK So Boom 424. My Patreon is on the last couple of videos I done posted. Yeah, I'm gonna detail this. The last couple of videos that I posted, the Patreon is on there. It's OK So Boom 424. If you go to my links on my page, if you ain't got me on Instagram, if you ain't got me on Facebook, if you ain't got me on TikTok, like yeah, I dropped it Nadia Blue. It's only showing 16 minutes of it for some reason, But my videographer, Travis, he re-uploading right now. Am I still going to do visuals? I'm done with that, Steven. I'm done with that. If anybody ain't been paying attention, like I'm trying to transition, man. I'm trying to transition. I don't want to be in the box of no prison storyteller. That I'm way bigger than that. Naptown Give Back. I don't even want to do surprise guests. To be honest with you, I believe in nobody helped me when I was the low man. I believe in helping the low man. I don't believe in celebrity. I don't believe in fame. I believe in people. I believe, with the right people, and praying, we create stars. I don't want to go after the stars to feel like I have to. That ain't what's going on. I appreciate that. So player TV. Nah. I mean that with all my heart when I say that. Like I don't believe in dealing with. I don't believe in calling and getting features. Appreciate it. Oh, you gave me the little salmon.
They both of them.
Nah, the other one was a little wide and thick. If you hungry, just say that.
That one's fine.
Man, boy. Whoo. Nah, we don't do no idolizing. Somebody said, where that plate come from? I appreciate you, David Cobb. I appreciate you, man. Anybody on here, man, that ain't I'm asking everybody to cancel their membership. Cancel your membership and come to Patreon. Cancel your membership. What's up with you, my guy? Cancel your membership and come to Patreon. My Patreon is OK So Boom 424. We making movies now. We making movies now. Shout out to the team. We couldn't done it without them. Shout out to the team. We couldn't done it without them. Huh? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, I'm good right now. That's good to hear. I try to do that. T Money from Colombia. You talking about T Money from Colombia? Hey, Nadia Blue. Are you talking about? I can vlog. I can start vlogging. Riding this smile. Now, I had to see his face. I had to see his face. I know a lot of people from Memphis. I can't think of a T Money. Look at your salmon. Look at your salmon and look at mine. Get for real. That's crazy. And you got more potatoes.
Babe, there's more potatoes in there.
Hey, just I don't even do auditions. All the people that I got, ain't nobody got experience. Ain't nobody got experience. I just believe in people. Let me tell you something. Most people don't even realize the power in believing. I just believe. You ain't got to. You start believing in people, listen to them, they start believing in themselves. And I say that from personal experience. That's all it took. Realize somebody believed in me. You don't need nothing but a chance. Why you think it feels so good when people hear you, somebody say they're proud of them? You just need somebody to believe. What are you talking about, Sean Mayberry? It's fat too. I ain't gonna lie. I wonder what kind of season they had on it.
Don't do it.
It's fine.
I cooked it too.
What?
It's too dry.
Not mine. That's what you get for trying to get the big piece. All you gotta do is believe. True story. But look, check this out. Hey, Rodney, if you got time, what year was I at West High? I got out in 2017, so I was at West High 2015 and 2016. Man, you can get some of the salmon, bro. You hear me? Pull up. Big baby, you can drop whatever you want to drop in there. Hey, look, check this out. If you ain't already on Patreon, go on Patreon. I don't know what happened today, but we dropping episode 2 in the morning. Need all the support I can get. It's $5 a month. If everybody just come over for 1 month, hey, we all right. Just come over for 1 month. $5. I'm finna get up out here though. I'm finna enjoy the rest of this salmon. If you got a membership, I'm asking you, cancel your membership and come to Patreon.